Episode number 183.
Where I'm seeing the most effective elements is omnichannel. So being everywhere that your visitors are at and strategically retargeting them. And that's what we're kind of trying to do. And just being where they live.
Welcome to the Be Real Show with Travis Too Tall and Huff, where we talk about life, dreams, social media, and business.
Well, hello and welcome to the Be Real Show with Travis Too Tall and Huff. Folks, I'm pumped up today because after this episode, you might actually get better conversion rates on your ads today. And that's because we're bringing you our featured guest today, Justin Christianson. Justin, are you ready to be real?
Yeah, sounds good, Travis. Thanks for having me.
Let's bring this fuego. My man is the co-founder of Conversion Fanatics, a full-service conversion optimization and traffic generation company. And at the end of the day, you're helping businesses make more money from their ads, right? I mean, get more leads, drive more traffic, drive more business, but then actually get them to convert, which I think everybody in the world is trying to figure out. So it's a pleasure to have you on the show today. How's your day going today?
It's going good. It's actually been a pretty chill, pretty straightforward day here at the office. So can't complain about that.
Those are the best. Hammer out the podcast and be ready to go.
That's it.
Ready to go. TNF, Thursday Night Football tonight. Start of the NFL season.
It is.
People
season
are fired
opener.
up. Everyone's getting pumped up. Everyone's getting fired up. Their teams are going to win. We're going to win the Super Bowl. So I'm excited to have you on the show. But my question first was, when I was going through the show notes and kind of looking over things, is what made you come up with Conversion Fanatics as the business? I love that name, Conversion Fanatics.
Well, the name, I would like to say we had something exciting and came up with something, cool story behind it, but really just the philosophy of the business itself started as us teaching it, teaching people how to do it. My business partner and I came from an information kind of publishing background, and they basically just said, hey, let's teach this. Everybody was teaching traffic. Let's teach the other side of things, and that's conversion piece, and found out nobody wanted to buy that.
Wow. Okay.
So they didn't want to learn it. Everybody just said, can you just do it for me? Yes. So that's where really when Conversion Fanatics was born. We were under a different name. And what happened was we were bouncing around names, ideas, and what did we want people to become? We wanted to be them fanatical about their conversions as they were about getting eyeballs.
Right.
And my business partner actually had this domain that he used to sponsor an event. It wasn't even his company name, but he just happened to buy this domain name. And we both just looked at each other and said, what should we call it? And he said, I got this domain. And we said, okay, that sounds great. And he actually had a little logo whipped up, and that's what we stuck with.
Wow. Isn't that amazing?
I'd like to say it's a crazier story than that, but it was literally like, hey, he already had the domain. He already had a one-page little website and a logo. And
those are the best businesses, folks. Anyone that's listening,
later, here we are.
Yeah, anyone that's listening is like, I mean, that's the truth. Is the best businesses are usually, something that you already have that you can reuse, or something obviously that you can be very resourceful with your money. Some of the worst businesses out there are just burning cash. I mean, they got a great idea, but they got a fancy office space. And, one of my favorite visuals is looking at that first visual of Amazon office with Jeff Bezos. Some sort of garage looking single office, very small, with a, spray painted sign Amazon to see now where the business is, probably the biggest business in the world, you could say at some point.
One of two or three for sure.
Taking on.
I mean, we started with literally my business partner and I threw $750 a piece into a hat.
That's awesome.
And into a virtual hat into our bank account. And, we didn't have an office. We were meeting I remember doing our team meetings at Einstein Bagels because it was a central location.
Yep.
Now we have an office. We have 20 plus employees.
That's awesome.
Growing leaps and bounds. And it's been an interesting journey, kind of scratching our way to where we are now.
Now, what type of businesses do you really love working with?
Usually pretty established e-commerce businesses.
Yes.
So
they got a ton of traffic. Maybe they're just trying to figure out, why am I not getting better conversion?
Yeah, I mean, because those are the easiest to really come through and help them shine and scale and grow. They have some resources. They have the ability. We work really with companies doing about $1 million in revenue all the way up to, 3-4 billion
Wow.
in revenue. So we kind of work with everything in between. But if they got $1 million, they've got something figured out. They're starting to establish a brand. They're starting to, they've got some good quality products. They're not just turning and burning stuff from, AliExpress, and
Right.
they've actually got products that are helping people and making an impact. And it's easier for us to get excited about helping a company like that versus somebody that's just trying to blow out an offer and make as much money as they can.
Right. Because it seems like there's a lot of people trying to do that right now.
A lot of people, and a lot of people are teaching it.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. My Instagram is full of these gurus of ads and gurus of conversions and this and that. And
growth hackers.
And, I just made $500 million off of $50 on ads.
Yep.
Like, oh God, please.
Yeah. So I'd like the long-term sustainable growth, and really, it's more than just what we do is more than just, testing a button color and seeing what raises and lowers your conversion rates and
right.
trying to test things really quickly. We're more strategic. We'd like to really understand your visitors' behavior and what they like and they dislike, and so we can better market to them and give them and better serve them. It's more than just me helping my client. It's actually helping millions of other people with amazing products and services. So that's kind of how we approach it.
Mm-hmm.
And the better we can be at that, the better our clients are going to be able to serve their clientele and customers.
So if one of our listeners is sitting there saying, Justin, my man, help me out. Bring me some facts. Bring me some heat, some fuego. Where would they start right now? Where do you start? What do you first start looking at?
Just look at the data. That's the biggest thing.
How long are people staying on the site? Where are they going? Kind of things like that. Where's the flow of things? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I mean, most people don't ever log into their analytics.
Right.
They're, using spreadsheets, or they kind of know they're logging into Shopify. They're doing a few things, but we just try to paint a picture. We just try to get a 30,000 foot view of what the data is telling us. Where are the visitors at? Where are they falling off? How are they performing? Mobile versus desktop, different browsers. Just kind of what's the scenario? What's the picture telling us initially? And then from there, we just start asking the questions. So why is this performing this way? Or what can we do to make it better? What do the visitors actually care about on these pages? And start getting some qualitative data too. So using heat maps and click maps and exit polling and surveys and even user testing if we have to, but we're just really just trying to understand what the visitors actually give a damn about.
Right.
And then we test to kind of prove or disprove our assumptions from there. So we'll test multiple different variations, measure what holds the most weight in those visitors' eyes, because what you or I think at the end of the day really doesn't matter.
Right.
It's the people with their credit card out ready to buy that matter.
Absolutely.
And we try to figure that out. And then we just evolve and tweak and massage and change and keep moving kind of front to back on websites and hopefully, do what it is that we want it to do. And that's improve the KPIs and the key performance indicators that we want to go from there. But yeah, it's just an ever evolving rolling process but it sounds very, very technical, because part of it can be, but part of it's just asking the right questions and really just understanding why certain things are happening. And then we test to see if we're right or not.
And if you're looking at that 30,000 foot view and you're saying, okay, I'm looking at my analytics right now, where is the best place to focus on?
I look at things like demographics. I look at the mobile desktop breakdown.
Gotcha.
My all-time favorite report in there is actually the shopping behavior report.
Shopping behavior.
It'll actually tell you, okay, you got this many people on your site. You got this many people that are viewing a product. You got this many people that are viewing checkout. You got this many people that are viewing the cart. And it'll tell you what the bounce rate is on every step of that process.
Got you.
So we'll be able to see, okay, you're getting them to your site. They're engaged. They're viewing some products, but they're actually falling off before they add the product to cart. So we've got an issue on X, Y, and Z page, and then we'll look at the landing page breakdown to see exactly where the traffic is going. It's kind of funny that we see a lot of things like people are like, I don't care about the homepage on my site. I'm not driving any traffic there. They might be driving into a specific landing page or somewhere else. But if you look at your analytics, they're usually surprised that their homepage is either second or third most traffic site on their whole entire site,
Right.
Page on their site. So they're underutilizing some of their assets, cutting the visitors off, where they're going. And that's what we just try to interrupt. But yeah, we look at shopping behavior, we look at demographics, we look at mobile desktop breakdown, we look at landing page breakdown, and really just bounce rate, engagement, other scenarios, just any kind of nugget that we can pull out of there. But we don't get too crazy with it. And you can, but we try not to overcomplicate things where we don't need to.
Right.
And just look at the basics and just tell us, okay, we've got women age 55 plus that are a primary target. So they're going to perform differently than men of the same age. They might be a little less mobile savvy, maybe a little more tablet savvy.
Right.
So we just got to really just figure out where we need to put our attention and our focus to start measuring from a quantitative, actually hard numbers perspective.
And sometimes can it be as easy as make this button red? I mean, it can be that easy. Sometimes you can see an actual physical conversion difference because of color.
Yeah. And I go back to that. I just ask the question, why? So why would I change it to red? Is it to bring more contrast? Is it to bring more attention to the actual call to action to get them to click on it?
Gotcha.
Is the other one blending in? And I try to ask that question versus that, oh, hey, I heard that red performs better than green.
Right.
Or is it accessible from an ADA compliance perspective? Or, we just, and it really is, it sounds crazy, but it is just asking that question, why?
Interesting.
Why are we doing this, and why is this happening the way it is?
So ask why, folks. That's a good way to think about it. I mean, why are people bouncing my site? Why are they leaving on the second page? Why are they? It's just very true. I mean, that's just a very thoughtful way of thinking about it, because then you obviously maybe can somewhat craft a way for them to stay longer.
Yeah, but you'll come up with the hypotheses as to why, and it could be 50 different hypotheses on that one particular page.
Right.
The value proposition might be there, not there. They're confused to what the next step is. They're not sure the price. They're not sure the value. There's literally 1,000 different things we can test on a specific page. But we come up with every strategic reason why that person's not doing what it is that we want them to do on that page.
And with the advent of ClickFunnels and all these different types of funnel management software and systems, are you finding that most businesses are trying to drive people off the homepage to a landing page?
There's a lot of businesses that incorporate landing page elements. We're using things like Zipify and other elements within the Shopify environment and e-commerce world. Since that's primarily what we're doing.
Right.
We do some direct response stuff, but basically, they're driving it to product pages or landing pages.
Yeah.
But they still have their core website.
Still core, yeah.
That the visitors go back to. It might not be, I've got one client that does $50 million a year, and they get very little traffic on their main page because they do a really good job at even retargeting people back to other landing pages. Whereas most companies just leverage their store, and their first initial thought coming in is to a landing page, or they might be driving them to the product page or even the collections page on the site. Most companies aren't just driving them straight to the homepage, but we just switched gears with one client that their traffic guy was driving everything to the product page because he was seeing a better return on ad spend.
Wow.
And I said, well, here's what we're seeing in the data. Why don't you try running it to, the homepage, or running a little bit that same ad creative to the homepage so we can give them a better visual of what this product actually does. And it was a high ticket item, and he's getting almost a 7x return on ad spend.
Wow.
Day one. So, there's things that you just do. You just got to figure out where the visitors are going, or what is that path of least resistance to where you want them to go. And it could be a landing page that explains everything. It could be a product page that has less details. It could be your homepage that explains more of the vision of the company, that gives a list of more of the products that you have available and allows more real estate for you to showcase who you are as a company and what you stand for. Because sometimes they need that level of trust, and that helps build that, that trust factor, but also helps showcase what your unique selling proposition is and why you're different. and allows us to market a little bit easier to them because they get a bigger story, kind of like, companies that use webinars, for example, to sell other things. They allow to provide a bunch of value and build up to what the big solution is.
Right.
We don't have that luxury in e-commerce. And we don't have the luxury of being able to go into the store and try on something, a touch and feel that shirt. But it might be the greatest, fabric ever, and it does all of these amazing things. So we need to showcase that through our imagery and through our journey and our brand equity that we have in that. And we just try to bring that to the forefront in a way that gets the visitors to engage with that as best as possible.
Yeah, man. I mean, I think that's the biggest challenge too with e-commerce is, like you said, you can't touch some of this stuff.
Yep.
You really can't. You can't go into the store and feel it. You got to kind of buy it on a whim and hope that the like you said, the imagery, the story, the testimonials, the need outweighs everything. You're like, all right, bye.
And I mean, it's painting that picture and getting the visitor to picture themselves using the product or solving that particular element or that pain or pleasure point or whatever it is that we're selling.
Right.
And the less confusing we can make that and the more support we can to support that decision that we can provide, the better. And it could be something as simple as confusing. We have a client that has multiple scents of their product. They all smell like something different. The information was on the page, but we found out that the visitors were just wondering, they weren't sure which scent to choose.
Got you.
So they were just leaving.
Got you. They were overwhelmed. They're like, I don't know.
They weren't finding that information on the page. It wasn't prominent. So we just moved it up right to where they were selecting their scent. And we increased their mobile conversion rate 30%.
Wow.
Because we just gave the visitors what they were asking for.
Right. And you saw that because you saw the data, I'm sure.
Yeah, we just asked. We said, hey, what's your problem? Why aren't you buying? And they're saying, I don't know which scent to choose. And that was the primary glowing answer that we got from an exit poll. There's people leaving the site. We wanted to figure out why.
Very interesting. And so how do you run these exit polls? Do you have a software or something like that? We
use Hotjar primarily, hotjar.com.
Hotjar.
Yep.
And so they help you kind of help you understand why these people are leaving.
Yeah, it gives us heat maps and click maps and screen recordings of people kind of moving their mouse around. And then we can do exit polling and we can kind of do funnel mapping and things like that. And like I said, we don't try to get too crazy and reinvent the wheel, but we just need to have a glimpse at, what these visitors are paying attention to, what they're ignoring, and kind of where they're falling off.
That's awesome. And right now, I know it depends on your business, I'm sure, or the clients you're working with, but is there a favorite platform to drive traffic right now? Facebook, Google, Instagram?
I mean, really, it comes down to the big three. I think a lot of people are putting their eggs in the Facebook basket.
Yeah.
And they're reliant too heavily on Facebook.
Right.
But we're seeing some massive, and given that traffic is kind of a smaller portion of our company, but we're still driving quite a bit of traffic for some clients.
Right.
We're seeing a lot of results from Google.
Oh, yeah.
I think people kind of turned away from that in the e-commerce bubble because everybody said, oh, run a Facebook ad and that's where your visitors are at.
Yeah.
But where I'm seeing the most effective elements is omnichannel. So being everywhere that your visitors are at and strategically retargeting them. So if they're over browsing YouTube, they're going to see a YouTube video from your product.
Yep.
If they visited you from a Facebook ad, they're going to, you're everywhere to them. And that's what we're kind of trying to do, and just being where they live. And luckily we have the ability to do that in a lot of cases, but I wouldn't say there's like one glaring one that's like, oh my God, we have to be on this platform. I think you test them all.
Yeah, you gotta beat them all.
But you want to be able to be where your visitors are at rather than, just all of your eggs in the Facebook basket, which they could slap your account or shut you down for no apparent reason. And then you're done. And then you're lost.
Absolutely. They could say, hey, your ad account is disabled. You've violated our policies, and they're going to make it a hell to try to get a new account.
Yep.
I've heard this horror story, in fact, from a variety of different accounts, agencies, also clients that maybe we were testing the limits, or for some reason, maybe we weren't even doing anything really wrong based on the insights. But now Facebook, folks, has changed their policies. Just remember that. They used to be able to do a whole lot different types of targeting even a year or two ago, but when they got, themselves in a little trouble, all that targeting kind of went away. A lot of things you could do with targeting people by their income, households, and things like that have kind of disappeared off of the Facebook platform. So like you said, don't get reliant on just one. I think it's very smart to try them all.
And it's build that audience and that tribe. And, it comes down to email marketing. It comes down to all of these things. And like you said, they cut off a lot of our targeting capabilities. And luckily the AI/algorithm on Facebook is pretty smart about finding your customers.
Yeah.
And with that whole Cambridge Analytica thing and being scared of data, breaches and all of that, they pulled all of those things away, but now they're slowly starting to add them back.
Are they?
At least good. But you just let their algorithm do what it is you need them to do and find those customers.
Right. Which I think that's what they want anyways. They want to be in control of the budget and the ad spend and the creative and they
want you to keep spending it, so they want to find your customers.
Right. Yeah, they don't want you to pull the budget.
Right.
Completely makes sense. But now, my man, we're about to take you into our top 10. Are you ready?
Sure.
Apple or Android?
What'd you say? Sorry.
Apple or Android?
I'm Apple all the way.
Netflix or YouTube?
Netflix.
Netflix. Instagram or Facebook?
Facebook.
Chicken or steak?
Health nut. Chicken.
Chicken. Let's do it. Or fish, maybe. You might even like fish, too.
Nah, chicken.
No, chicken, yeah. I like chicken, too. Laptop or a smartphone? This is like for working mostly, I guess you could say.
Working laptop. I've actually got my iPhone, my iPad Pro, and my MacBook all sitting right here. So
isn't that amazing? It's amazing the new one with them we got. And they're all kind of doing different things for us. So
I like take notes on my iPad. Yeah, but I'm if I'm away from the office, I'll take my iPad and my phone. If I'm in the office or traveling, I take my laptop.
Nice. Spotify or Pandora?
Depends on what I'm listening to, but lately at the office, pretty much every day it's Spotify.
Oh, yeah. Movies or video games?
Movies.
Reading books or listening to books?
Again, depends on my mood, but I like hard book.
Oh, yeah. Nothing like it. Depends on your mood, though. Like you said.
Yeah.
You can't be working out and reading a hard book. It'd be kind of hard.
No.
Hard to do. Stocks or real estate?
Right now, it's stocks.
Yeah, and it's a good day on the stock market today. Oceans or lakes?
I'm a lake guy. Oceans scare me.
Got the Jaws out there.
I love the beach, but I go to the lake every weekend. I'm fortunate to live 10 minutes from the marina. So
nice. There you go. So you can tie up and have some fun out there.
That's it.
So then a couple more follow-up questions here. When you wake up in the morning, you're getting your day going, you're looking yourself in the mirror. Why do you love being you?
Because I get to do amazing things and help a lot of amazing people. So I get up and first thing I do is I'm out the gym. I'm out to the door to the gym. So at 5 a.m. every morning. So
5, dude, that's diligence.
It is. 6 days a week I'm in the gym early.
Good job, brother. Good job.
But I do. That's really what it is. I get to provide for my family. I get to provide for a bunch of other people that work for me and their families, and then also help amazing companies sell more of their products and help other people. And, that's kind of the trickle down effect. It's not just limited to me who, scratched my way to being able to do what it is. And I work every day like they're going to take it away from me.
Right. That's the way to do it right there. That means you're never gonna go away, my man. Never gonna go away. Never gonna go away. Where do you think you would retire at? Where do you think you would retire
at? I'd stay here.
Stay in Austin?
Yeah, I'd stay in Austin in Texas area, and I'd probably have a place in Colorado.
Oh, nice. You guys got great tax stuff too. State tax. No state tax. Right?
Yeah, none.
None.
Yeah. Well, they get you other places, but
right. Well, welcome to California. Where shove every dang last bit of taxes through your gasoline. You're paying $7 to get a tank for a high-speed rail that's just sitting there dormant. Anyways, how do you typically like to start your day? You said the gym. Anything else you get going after the gym? How do you transition from the gym to work? You just go right from the gym?
No, I've got 2 little kids. So
nice.
I do kind of their morning stuff. So it's gym early. I get back when they're just getting out of bed. So shower, do my water. I drink a lot of water, kind of refuel after the workout. Sit down with them while they have breakfast, and then I'm off to the office, and I'm usually in the office by 7. And they get on the bus about the same time. So I leave just before they go get on the bus.
That's awesome.
I just then I kind of earmark everything right away in the morning is kind of to gear up for what my day looks like. So my day's kind of prepped the night before, and I just hit the ground running, literally.
Hammer them out, baby. Hammer them out. Do you have a new skill right now you're trying to master, something on your docket that you're like, I'm going to get better at that. I'm going to work at that?
Every day is an improvement. So I kind of live by the philosophy of Kaizen.
Okay. Tell us about that. Kaizen.
So continuous daily improvement is conscious, continuous daily improvement. So I look for every area that I can improve. So this morning I'd been struggling to get my heart rate up at the gym and really having them really, really effective. I do kickboxing.
Oh, nice. Yes.
So being very effective at that. And I've been kind of weak. So this morning I pushed myself really hard and past my limits. So, and it was at my limit, but I had a amazing realization of where I could take my fitness level.
Right. You can even go harder. That's what they say. Like you're barely touching what you could really do.
Yeah. And I went really, really hard this morning, but, getting to the office, it's how can I, improve one aspect. So I met with some of our project managers, met with some of our creative people, just asking them how they're doing and what we could do to improve, looking over campaigns. I look for every area that I can improve at least a little bit every single day.
That's awesome.
As much as I can.
Right. Of course. Yeah. You got
embracing the fact that I have to be patient in that process.
Yeah.
Because I kind of like things now and like things urgent. So doing so with that in mind usually helps.
Hey, that's the way to live right there. I think a lot of times, people that have had success like yourself, they get ahead of themselves, and they forget where they started, or also they just forget that, hey, this can all be taken away if you don't stay on top of your game.
Yeah, it is. And that's really what it is. It's like, what happens. I have the recurring nightmare. My business partner does too, is what happens if all of a sudden we woke up tomorrow and the clients weren't here.
No, they just say, I'm going to go work with someone else.
Yeah, we're done, and
it's a catastrophic thinking. It's not really going to happen. My dad always
It's not,
that,
but you plan for the worst.
Sure, absolutely.
And we know it's not going to happen as long as we keep putting one foot in front of the other.
Right.
And doing what we can to improve. Right. Every aspect of it. And that's just what we try to do.
Yeah. It's a good way to go, man. You're always going to find new customers, hopefully someone's listening on the B-Roll show. Maybe a big customer's coming through. You don't know. You just don't know. We're putting it out there. Like you said, that's the best part about having a business too, is that tomorrow you could get Nike call you.
Yeah. You never know. I mean, we work with Fortune 500 companies, and
you can just keep getting bigger ones. You know what I mean? You just keep on, hey, next is Amazon. Oh shit, Amazon wants me to, work for me. Oh, maybe Amazon wants to buy me. You never know.
Yeah, you just never know who's out there. So
you just never know, brother. And you just keep working hard and putting it out there, right?
It is. And I've been preaching the same message for years, and I, like to do shows like this and stuff with, no real agenda. I just like to share the message, and hopefully somebody gets some spark of value or information out of it. And I can share what I've learned over the last, 17 years of being in the digital marketing space.
Absolutely. So Be Real tonight for dinner. You can sit down with a healthy chicken dinner with anyone in the world. Who would it be?
Right now, living or dead?
Doesn't matter.
Lately, it's been weird, but I've been missing my grandmother a lot.
Oh, wow. Yes.
She died a few years ago, but I used to have like really deep one-on-one conversations with her a few times a year. And they were always very insightful to me. So probably that.
That's awesome. Hey, there's nothing like our family. There's nothing like it. And also, do you have a book that has changed your life or changed your mindset?
A lot.
There's too many out there.
Let's see. One of the books that I read at least once a year is Influence by Robert Cialdini.
Oh, nice. That's a good one.
I read that at least once a year. And then one of the recent ones that I've actually read a few times, and I keep bringing it up anytime people ask me for a book, it's Playing to Win by A.G. Lafley.
Oh, I haven't heard that one. Playing to Win.
Yeah, it's he's the former chairman and CEO of Procter & Gamble.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, it's a good one. And then as far as business mindset shift type books, Work the System and Top Grading.
Work the System and Top Grading. Awesome. Mm-hmm. Thank you for sharing those. We're going to put those in the show notes. My man, can you give our listeners one last real talk thought? Bring that fuego right now to our listeners and give them some inspiration.
One last real thing is be patient, embrace the process of improvement. Don't try to just growth hack your way to because somebody said such and such worked. I see enough that I know that it just takes patience, it takes diligence, and you will see that exponential growth if you do that. So don't just try to hopefully hit a home run every time. Embrace the process of micro improvements, and you will get there a lot further, a lot faster. And it is really just slow down to go fast. And that's really it.
That's awesome, brother. And also, where's the best place for people to find you or your business?
You can go to conversionfanatics.com and you can find information all about us. You can find my book on Amazon. Just search my name or search Conversion Fanatic. And then you can go to Clixo, CLYXO.com/Justin Christianson, all one word. And you can see all my social and YouTube videos and all of that stuff. It links you everywhere.
Oh, that's nice.
Instead of me telling you all the places you should go, you can just go to one place and find all of me.
Oh, that's very cool. We'll have to check that out. Well, folks, I just want to thank you so much for your time today, Justin. I think you're going to have continued success and growth for your business and also your customers. I think that the future is obviously more and more businesses taking their conversion and serious. So I see you guys in the driver's seat, and also I just want to commend you for your energy and positivity, and also your mindset of continual growth and improvement. And I think it's going to continue to prosper in your life. So, folks, you've been hanging out with my man Justin Christianson and Travis Too Tall and Huff. I want to thank you once again for your time today, and let's keep being real. What another epic episode. And if you enjoyed the episode today, can you please do me a favor and subscribe to our podcast, The Be Real Show, on iTunes or your favorite podcast platform. And also take a little time today, if you don't mind, and give your boy T-Huff a review. I would really super appreciate it. And thank you so much for listening today.